My name is Megan Kernahan and I'm a painter from Belfast. I'm basically going to talk about where my paintings come from. And this time 4 years ago I had encephalitis, which was inflammation of the brain, and it gave me like a lot of hallucinatory experiences, and I really like try to portray that in my artwork. And for me, art, like painting, is a source of therapy for me, and I really want to like put my abstract and emotion into my artwork. I find inspiration everywhere, but especially in nature, because nature helped me so much. Like after I was ill, I like used to take big walks in the mountains, and there was such a sense of accomplishment, like reaching to the top of the mountain, and there was so much therapeutic benefits of nature for me. Like after being confined in the hospital to like being released into nature, it was like my whole second life. Like nature's been just such a key part of my artwork, and I'm really drawn to Henry Matisse as an artist, and his cutout series at like the end of his life, he was only like told he's only have a couple of months to live, and he produced like this amazing outstanding piece of work. And it was all like, it just seemed really raw. I could link myself to him, like the feeling of your illness and you could lose your identity and your life basically, and I was trying to get that back. His like work with the cutouts, like the snail, the block of colour is just really what inspires me and stuff. The colours are kind of coming from hallucinations. Like whenever I wasn't well, I remember seeing like a sunrise, and it was so bright, it was like roaring and was so vivid, and it was completely surreal. And that's something that I'm trying to like give my perception of the world whenever I wasn't well, because I think that's really what I'm interested in. Like I'm not interested in making like a pretty picture anymore. I just want to get that, I'm interested in that dark side, even though these are really colourful. The colour basically is when my brain was on fire. My paintings kind of are getting that hallucination onto canvas. It was such a scary time. Like I completely thought like that was it, like that was the end of my life, and there was like such a battle between like heaven and hell. Nature was outside and I was confined to inside, and I think that's what really like is the main thing about my artwork, like that sense of nature being outside and me being confined inside, and all I wanted was to be out and free. There's something really great about being completely immersed in nature. For me, painting is like trying to give a message of like encephalitis is there, like people don't even know what it is. There's so many people that have had it and had it worse than me, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I've only had it minor, and it has affected me so dramatically. Completely like made a new spin on what I've been doing as an artist. Changed so much before I had encephalitis and then after. So you just want to like send out that message of like, not like look at me, but like look at this, what I'm looking at. Because like you want people to see sometimes, like we're in denial sometimes, we don't like think about things, so it's kind of just like bringing this up as a thing to look at. The wee campfire painting, it's like double vision or maybe even triple vision, and it kind of reminds me of like 3D glasses, because like sometimes I just want to like sort of like imagine like you put on 3D glasses and you're experiencing somebody else's body like when they aren't well. Because like for me sometimes it was frustrating when people didn't understand that I wasn't well, and they just assume you're like on drugs or you've been drinking a lot. Whenever your brain's not well, it's hard to portray that. So I'm kind of basically I'm trying to speak for the people that are going through like brain infections or mental health or things that people don't really understand. It's not a physical illness. This one is of my best mate Jenna. One evening we were like seeing the sun set, and it reminded me of like encephalitis because of like how strong the colour of the sunset was, and it's like it was on fire. Whenever I wasn't well, my senses were all like different and enhanced, and that's really what I'm like trying to portray in my work, like that sense of enhanced colour and like you're completely out of your body. It gives you empowerment. It's kind of it's like a false sense of identity. You're like empowered by nature and stuff, and it can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing. Okay, that one's went on quite a journey, really. Like, it began actually bigger, and then I got it shortened because I was trying to do this underwater thing similar to that other blue one, but this one's kind of more, I was trying to do the conflict, like the contrast between like nature and like structure and man-made things. It was kind of, it had figures, and then I kind of dispersed that away, but the figures are of people like underwater. That blue one's like kind of a recent experience where I felt like I was having encephalitis again actually, and like I could have nearly fooled myself to being that way. I was in hospital and they like pulled the blue screen over me, and there was like a sense of being underwater, and I think of like encephalitis as a bit like being underwater, and some of my paintings have like kind of have that reference of being underwater, being drowning. You're asking for help, but there's nobody there. Like you don't know what to do. Like I think this is where I want to go with my art. Like I just want to keep on doing it to like express how I feel, and to never lose that sense of like who I am. Like my identity is like the paintings are like a mirror, like a reflection of who you are. Mary Lisa Kitticus, an artist in residence at Art in Medicine, University of Florida, says the reason for art and healing in the world today is really simple. Either you can sit at home or in hospital, ill, depressed, in the darkness, or you can make a wonderful painting, dance, sing, or play music. Is there a choice?